Rewind to exactly a year ago. I was across the Atlantic Ocean studying abroad in London. Sometimes I forget it's been a year, but there are always those pesky little reminders that come back to get me, where I can't help but say, this time last year, I was in London. The worst case of, let's call it Londonitis, was on November 5th, which is Guy Fawkes Day. For those of you who don't know Guy Fawkes Day, it is an English holiday where the British celebrate Guy Fawkes' failure to blow up Parliament. Leave it to the English to celebrate someone's failure. Celebrating Guy Fawkes Day in London was one of the most magical days I had when studying abroad. It felt like the 4th of July, just experience it in the cold. I stood up on the hill at Alexandra Palace and watched as the city skyline in front of me was filled with color. Yellow, blue, green fireworks lit up the entire sky. There was an echo from the crowd of oohs and ahs as I stood there, my neck craning to see over the thousands of people who were standing there with me watching the same thing. It was as if time had frozen, and I knew that everyone in London was doing the same thing as me, staring at the multicolored sky. This became a turning point to my study abroad experience. It wasn't necessarily the first time I felt like a real Londoner, but getting the chance to celebrate such a big holiday the way a real Englishman would brought me even closer to the country. Not only did I feel like a real Londoner, but I was sharing this experience with my fellow Londoners. Now fast forward a year. I am back in Canton, New York. No more double-decker buses, busy streets, cars driving on the wrong side of the road. Everything is different over here, and I find myself being jealous of the students who are getting the opportunity to go and study abroad and have my experience. It is as if they are taking it away from me, and every semester, as more and more students go and come back from that amazing city, I grow farther away from my experience. I am afraid I'm going to forget what it felt like to be there, and what it felt like to be a Londoner. I am also jealous of the fact that it will never be as easy as it was for me to go back and do the things I ran out of time for. Walking around campus every day, I still feel like I don't belong here. I am a Londoner. I love the city, the fast pace of it all. The fact that when you walk around in the city, you can be alone, and yet are never actually alone. My experience abroad helped me gain my independence, and now after coming back, I just feel out of place. Londoners are my people. That's where I belong. I miss the black tar roads, the flashing lights, the loud noises. I miss the culture and the endless opportunities that I had at my fingertips. People must think I'm crazy. There is barely any trees or nature in London. But for me, there is just enough. You can go to Hyde Park and have a picnic with friends, or you can just walk around. That's what's so great about London. You have the best of both worlds. The fast-paced city and a little bit of nature. The grass really is greener on the other side, or in this case, across on the other side of the pond.